What's up, YouTube? Dr. Kemp here, Hammond Doc once again. I only have a few weeks left in my summer break before I have to return to my job at the university as a professor. Now, what that means is that I have a short time left to work down here in my shop and to bring to you some informative videos regarding various aspects of Hammond organ and Leslie repair. So what I've done in order to, I guess, somewhat accelerate what I plan to do in the next few days, coming weeks, is I've sat at my computer and printed up a list of topics. Here they are here. A list of topics that I plan on covering before I go back to my position at the university. So I just thought I'd share these topics with you. So these are some future video topics that I plan to deal with in the coming weeks and months. The first topic I have here has to do with the Hammond tone generator boats. Well, I've already taken care of the videos on that, so that's already up on YouTube. So you can look up the Hammond tone generator boats videos, and in fact there's part 1 and part 2 of that. So I've already taken care of that item. The next one is Leslie bottom rotor. Okay. Some of you might be interested in finding out how do I come up with the topics. Well, I just, they come in my mind. I mean, they're part of what I do here in my vintage B3 organ business. And so the topics come in my mind, and I sit down and I record them, videotape what I do, and share the information with you. And that's how I came up with this list. I just sat down at the computer. I said, okay, these might be some interesting topics that those of you who follow me on YouTube, and I certainly appreciate that, might find interesting. So another topic that's certainly, these are topics that are of interest to me, so they're of interest probably to some of you or some other people as well. I figure that are into Hammond organs and Leslie speakers. And so here's another one that's interesting, the Leslie bottom rotor. So I'll talk about that. I wrote down switches, ivory switches. Ivory switches. I've already talked about the brown Bakelite switches that are used on the Hammond organ, but I have some special beautiful ivy switches that I'm going to show you as well. The start switches, the start switch and run switch, or start run switches on the Hammond organ. I'll show you those. Those are the switches that are used to crank up the Hammond organ so that the organ can run. I'll talk about Leslie cables, 5-pin cables and 6-pin cables. I'm going to talk about the Leslie reverb amplifiers. Now, I've already talked about A100 reverb amplifiers. I did a couple of videos dealing with Hammond A100 reverb amplifiers, and I also mentioned in there about the those same reverb amplifiers being used in the 22R Well, Leslie, well, there is a different version of the reverb amplifier that's used in the 122 RV and the 147 RV. So I'll show you what one of those looks like. I'll show you a Hammond PR40 amplifier. I'll deal with that. I wrote down here, most used tools in the shop to repair Leslie amplifiers. Okay, sounds interesting to me. I'll have to pull together some of the tools that I use in repairing Leslie amplifiers to do this one. Leslie capacitors for the 122 and the 147. Leslie relay switches, Leslie power relay. I'll show you what a Leslie power relay looks like and what it's used for, how it's used. Leslie crossovers. Okay, so I'll talk about some Leslie crossovers that I have here in the shop. Resistors, resistors that go into the Leslie 122 and Leslie 147 amplifiers. Other parts that go on the Leslie amplifier, I'll talk about that. For example, the Leslie power transformers. I'll show you the Leslie output transformer, Leslie power transformer, and the Leslie choke. I'll show you those. The Leslie cathode bypass capacitor. I will deal with that. General dimensions of the Leslie cabinet. Okay, I'll do something on that. Dealing with the Leslie cabinet. Parts of the Leslie Leslie speaker. I'll deal with that. The back panels, the screws, and that's as far as I've gotten on the list. So that's how many topics? 1, 2, well, topics that I haven't done so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 topics. And some of these topics will require my producing the videos in parts, part 1, part 2, part 3 parts. So, but I have at least 17 topics that I've identified that I would like to deal with in the near future. And I'm sure as I do every year, I'll come up with even more topics than this in order to make some and share with you some more information as the topics come to my mind to make videos about. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. So I'm going to sign out for now and prepare myself to begin working on talking about these topics. I think I'll start out with the Leslie bottom rotor. How about that? Let's talk about the Leslie bottom rotor. So until that video, this is Hammond Doc saying to you, Peace out.